Hello. Hello, guys. How are you? Hmm. So, I am going to teach you something really very important, but it is the last few things that we want to know in terms of the optics lesson. So, the parts I didn't teach you so far, one part is going to be, if I miss, just remind me if I'm just going to miss it somehow by any mistake. So, the stuff is going to be, I, I will start. And the other one is concave and convex mirror patterns. So these two things and the power of lens, these things, and it will only take for the eye maximum take like 10 minutes. For these two, it will only take 6 minutes, while for this one, only 4 minutes. So within like 20 minutes, I am going to cover all of these because these are really very simple parts. But the people thinks these things are very hard. But I will assure you that it is not a big deal. Such a simple thing, right? Such a simple thing. So I'm going to start up with human eye. Human eye. So I gave you a tute a long time ago. I asked you to just read the biological factors in that one. So since I'm really not good at those biological parts, you won't need those things even. Uh, Technically, for the physics part, you need only these parts in the human eye. The lens and the stuff called iris. And the most important thing is this layer. We used to call it as the retina. Retina lens. And nothing does matter. This aperture, the iris. Is that iris? Iris is that pupil or iris? Pupil. What is that? The whole name? Pupil or iris? බය කරන ළමයි කියන්නකෝ. බයොලොජි කරන කට්ටියනේ ඉන්නේ බහුතරයක්. And the other thing we want to know is, so the eye lens is not a fixed one like a normal lenses. The lens can be inflated, like it can just become a thick one and a thin one, thick one and a thin one by adjusting the opening one is the eye pupil. Okay. These muscles can contract and relax and change the focal length of the eye. Sorry, lens. So we know when the lens is a very thin one, the focal length is long. Long focal length. When it is a thick one, so the short focal length. Short. So that is why we can just focus our eye on different locations. Whenever we see something, sometimes we see a nearby person, we see the background, but as a blurred one. When we focus on a far away thing, we see that far away one, but we see the nearby things are blurred. So we don't observe those things willfully. If you think willfully about something, you will notice all of these points, right? In physics, I want to know one thing: to have a clear, distinct vision. Distinct means clear vision. So it has to focus, create the image on the retina. So there is a certain distance between the retina and the lens. It is nearly like 2.5 centimeter, nearly. Sometimes in some calculations, I have seen it used like 2 centimeters, in some others like 3 centimeters. It changes, but somehow in nearly 2.5 centimeters has to focus. Whether it is coming from a shorter distance. So for the shorter distance, we draw the image like this way, Ray diagram. But for far away objects, we draw ray diagrams like this manner, parallelly. Maximum far away thing is parallel. The things like the moon, sun, like faraway stars, faraway mountains, we consider like the rays are coming in a certain what way? Parallel way. Nearby objects give rise to the ray like this. When it is coming from a nearby object, you have to kind of like make the eye lens more thicker because it is coming from a shorter distance. Now you have to bend it further because it is coming like this way. You have to bend it inward so the eye should have a higher power, right? Eye lens should have a really higher power. To get really higher power, the only way is to make the thickness too high, like of this condition. And for the objects to see from the far away thing, you can just leave the eye lens to create the image for a normal eye, for a healthy, working, functioning proper eye. So somebody have really malfunctioning eyes even under very young age. Somebody get it like very old age. Somehow, different ages we will have to face this problem. Luckily, I didn't face anything yet. I think like I want even. So somehow many people, even when I remember like in my school days, when I was in grade 1, there were a few of my fellow students, they were wearing spectacles. It is not a problem because they wear specs, they can see the thing. That's fine. Sometimes they look even prettier with the specs. In Sri Lankan society, they say like, it is just a recorrection. That's it. But somehow we have to know about how the lenses and everything works. So the accommodation, we used to call it like accommodation, and this one will accommodate and create the image clearly and distinctly on the retina. These are the things we have to know. When it is showing something far away, you can just leave the eye muscles without getting any tense. Just leave. Then eye lens become very relaxed. It will create the image. When you observe something really close by, you have to let the eye to do what? Kind of like make the thickness more higher. So it is effortful, but when less limit, you can, if you can see something really nearby without having any further obstacle, that lens we used to know as D. I taught you what is D in the optical instrument lesson earlier, because many teachers are about to teach this part first, but I decided to teach that part first because I don't want to spend one day for teaching you the eye. This distance is known as shortest distance of minimum distance of distinct vision, capital D, right? So these are the two things you can see. If you can see these two things very clearly, that means your eye is properly functioning. You can see anything without having any hindrance. But everybody has no facility like that. Somebody's eyes are kind of malfunctioning, so they won't see some of the stuff. But regular people who don't see the nearby objects, but they see the far things, and it's called the far sight. But remember one thing, in optometrics, the optometrics, eye doctors are really optimistic. If you consider in this way, you can understand this eye and the power and everything in really earlier, easily. What is the thing you have to think like? Optometrics guys are optimistic. Why? Hari positive with their hitanaya. Because they consider only about the positive sound.
he can't see the short sight, the short objects. They don't say, I can't see your short things. No, they say like far-sighted eyes. Far-sighted. එයාට පේන දේ කියනවා අනිත් දේ පේන්නේ නැහැ කියලා අපි හිතා ගන්න. හරි possible නේ. එයාගේ වැඩේ හංගලා කියන්නේ. You can see the past. Far-sightedness means what? Short things can't see it. The other people with, they can see the nearby things very clearly, but the faraway things very blurred. So they don't say like, you can't see the faraway things. They say like, you can see the nearby things very clearly. Short-sightedness. So the words are like there. So they say like hypermetropia for the far-sightedness, and the short-sightedness used to say like myopia. So that's it. We have to just kind of investigate thoroughly how does it work and what are the types of problems, why does it arise, what are the kind of treatments that we can give. But I will choose only far-sightedness. But you have to make a note for short-sightedness and how to forward me. Are you ready? කියලා දෙන එක ලස්සනට කියලා දෙනවා. ඔයාලට හිතන්න ඉඩ දෙනවා, හිතන්න ඉඩ දෙනවා. Ready නේද? හරි. බෑනම් කියන්නේ ඉතින් මම කියලා දෙන්න. ඉතින් වැඩි පුර කාලක් භාගයක් කරා. හරි. Gauravi. Hello. Are you there? I saw that you were joining at the beginning. I don't know whether you are remaining now or not. Gauravi? ඉන්නවද? බලන්න ඔක්කොම වලින් කියලා ඉන්නවද කියලා. I know. Can you speak? කතා කරන්න බැරි ගොළු දරුවෙක්ද බාර දීලා තියෙන්නේ? එහෙම දන්නෙත් නැහැ. එහෙමනම් කතා කරන්න කියන එක අපරාධේ. Hello Gauravi.
Yes, sir.
Oh, she's not dumb. She can speak. Very good. Finally, you spoke. Very good. Gauravi, where are you from?
I'm from Gampa, sir.
Oh, Gampa, my own district. So it is like few kilometers from my home because I am from actually close to develop area. Gamigellek. So what is your school?
Lyceum.
Lyceum Gampa. Lyceum Vattala. Yeah.
Lyceum Gampa.
Lyceum Gampa. By the way, what is the last lesson you learned in your previous class?
Heat, sir.
Huh?
Heat.
Heat. At what level you are in heat lesson now?
Finished, sir. Now we are starting the new lesson.
Heat. So actually we are going to start heat. Don't worry, heat is not a very big lesson. Within like 4 weeks I can completely finish it. එක ලොකු සති ගණන් අදින එකක් නෙමෙයි. By the way, Gauravi, how is your term test marks?
So 50, around 50.
What?
Around 50.
Around 50. Okay, no problem. Around 50 means a really good mark, because you might got some questions that never taught in tuition classes even, because in schools they finish syllabus so fast, no? Isn't that?
Yes. Yes, sir.
That means it's a really good mark. So you have to advance that up to like 80 at least within few months. By the way, how did you get to know about my class?
From a friend, sir.
Who?
A friend, my mom's friend.
What friend?
From my mom's friend.
Mom's friend. That means mom's friend's daughter or son is in my class or something?
Yes, sir. Son.
Who is that guy?
I don't know the name, sir.
Might be 25 batch guy, because in this class there is no such a person I see, because everybody is far away from here. You are the only Gampa person here. වෙන කවුරුත් නෑනේ Gampa මේකේ. නෑනේ? I don't think. ඉන්නවද මෙතන නෑනේ? නෑ මම දන්නේ විදියට නෑ නුවර, ගාල්ල, මාතර, නුවරඑළිය, තව ඉන්නවා ඇඹිලිපිටිය එමනේ. And very the last person to join to this class is like only 8 to 10 kilometers away from my home, but he joined today. Pudumai. Okay. Finally, so I have to tell you one thing about my teaching method, because I don't say lullabies. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔළුවත ගගා පැටියෝ කියලා හැම කරන්නේ. I just go to the ideal point and explain that thoroughly. I explain, but I don't just say soothings like ඒ කියන්නේ සින්දු කියලා බබා කරලා එහෙම කරන්නේ. Are you ready for that, Gauravi?
Yes, sir.
මොකද මම දන්නවා ගම්පහ ක්ලාස් වල එහෙම පොඩ්ඩක් සින්දු කියලා වගේ බබාලා කරලා ඔළුව අත ගාලා ටයිම් පාස් කරලා පොඩි පොඩි විශ්වාසයක් කෙලිනවා. හරි. මට ඕන වුණා ඇත්තටම I really wanted to teach you the very hardest parts very quickly for you guys. මට අර බෝඩ් එකේ පුරුදු වෙලා මම ඕම් මකනවා අරකේ තියෙනවනේ එකපාරක් කරපු ගමන් ආපහු වෙනවා. දැන් ඒක එන්නේ නැහැ කියලා අමතක වෙනවා. ඉතින් පුරුද්දට මකනවා ආයෙත් ගන්න විදියක්. මාර කරුමි තමයි. හරි. ලියන්න. Do you need to have a note on what I explained so far? Or can we just go for the next theory part in the I? Do you need any explanation for the written explanation for the things I explained earlier? If not, I can just proceed with. If need, I can just teach you some, give you some lessons notes. Comment on the takgala kiyan. One de pada. The things I explained.
Okay,
Not
sir.
quite. හැමෝම දාන්න මම majority එක ගන්නෙ. ඕන majority එකට ඕනේ නම් දෙනවා. Majority එකට එපා නම් දෙන්නේ නැහැ. The things I explained so far. The erased ones. කියන්නකෝ. වෙලාව ගන්න එපා. To don't want. Others. හැමෝම දාන්න. To current physics unlimited thing. That's what you have to drop a message. Tell me if you need something like a note, small note, or it can proceed with the next part. Hari. I'm podi එකක් දෙන්නම්කෝ. කියන්න. Human eye is the sensory organ. Human eye is the sensory organ for light. For humans, to have a clear and distinct vision, the human eye lens how to focus any light beam entering from objects as a result of production of light or reflection of light through pupil exactly focusing on the retina lens and pupil. Okay. For a regular healthy eye, now write this point. For a regular healthy eye, for a regular healthy eye, for a regular healthy eye, it is ranging from capital D to infinity. Then ලියන්න කෙලින්ම capital D to infinity කියලා. ඒක බබා වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. From the minimum distance of distinct vision ඔය බයිලා කතන්දර ඕනේ නැහැ. From D to infinity. දැන් ඕකේ ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. In the infinity, light rays are coming parallel to each other. When light rays are coming from minimum distance of distinct vision, it is like spreading diverging beam. ඔය බයිලා ඕනේ නැහැ. ඇහැට පේනවනේ හිතා ගන්න පුළුවන් එච්චරයි. So nearly this distance is nearly 2.5 centimeter. කියන්න retina. Okay, guys. The next thing I want to teach you is defects of human eye. Defects of human eye. Defects. If it can just form the image on the retina for any other distance like this, on the this point, anywhere, it is the healthy eye. This is the farthest point. This is the closest point. If you can see anything in between, that is the healthy eye. If it is not healthy, now right, there are two basic type of visionary defects. There are two basic types of visionary defects in human eye. What are those defects in the human eye? Human eye is the first one. It is said farsightedness. I told you, no, optometrics are really optimistic. Farsightedness, or we used to call like hypometropia. 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 Hypoද කියලා මතක නැහැ biological names නේ. Something දුර පේන අය. Relaxed eyes. So, as I told you, they are optimistic. So they take the positive thing. They can see the pathings. Right? This in a triple star point. People suffering from farsightedness can see objects at far away from the eye. Oh yeah. Those people suffering from something like this condition can see the far away things unconditionally. දුර ඒවා හොඳට පේනවා. Can see the far away things clearly. Right. This is correct. Draw this one. ආද? කියන්න. ඔය ඒ කියන්න. හරිද? කියන්නකෝ. Okay, now right. But unable to focus light beams coming from nearby objects. The reason is nearby things spread like this. So you have to firstly make it parallel, then focus. So you have to bend it hardly. If it is just moving like this, you can easily bend and just make them in a line. If these two are like moving away from each other, you have to bend it very hardly. So the eye lens is kind of incapable of doing that. Understand? Other? Again. So it will kind of focus just behind the eye, form the image just behind the retina. If something focusing behind the retina means in here it will create an image, but that is not the clear one because it was supposed to focus exactly on retina, but it is making it behind the retina. Useless. You can't see the nearby things clearly. Can you understand the reason? Can't see clearly. Honey. Right. What can be the cause behind this? මොනවද දන්නේ නැහැ හේතුව? What might be the reason? මම හිතන්නේ 9 වසරේ ඉඳන්ම ඕක උගන්වනවා. මම අද ලොජිකලි කියලා දෙන්නම්. ඒ දවස්වල ඩිකන් ඩයග්‍රෑම් ඇදලා කටපාඩම් කරා. එහෙම ෆිසික්ස් ඉගෙන ගන්න බෑනේ. Can you tell me what is the reason behind this? In biology වලත් ඕක තියෙනවා. biology එකේ කටපාඩම් කරන්න නැතුව ගන්න පුළුවන්. What might be the reason behind this? ඒ කියන්නේ මුගේ ඇහැ තියෙන්න ඕන ගන්නට වඩා කොට හැක්නා. If the eye is just a shorter eye than the regular eye. Nearly if the eye was supposed to be like this, but the eye you have is something like this, then it is a problem because the retina is just too shorter than what is expected to be. That is the problem now, right? It can be a shorter eyeball. It can be a shorter eyeball. As a ball කොටයි. මේ ගන්න තියෙන්න ඕනේ මෙච්චරයි තියෙන්නේ. Draw this. Next point should be triple star point. The other point is හරි size එකේ ඇහැ. The eye sphere eyeball is a proper size. No problem with the length. It is a proper eyeball. But something is weird. What is the weird thing? So the rays cannot bend. I told you. Bending ability is depending on with what? Power of the lens, isn't that? If the lens is a very thick one, it can easily bend. But if the lens is too thin, that means the focal length is too far away from, bending ability is very low. So this one can't bend means what is the type of lens it may have? Thicker one or thinner one? Tell me. කටපාඩම් කරනකොට කියන ලොජික් එකෙන් ගන්න. Is that a thicker one or thinner one? Brinda, one. Very good. Others? Thicker one or thinner one? Jan? Omidamai. Very bad. I ask you, what type of lens he has? A thicker lens or thinner lens, that why he can't bend the light? යාර bend කරගන්න බැරි. මෙයාගේ lens එක මොන වගේ එකක්ද තියෙන්නේ නැත්තේ? A regular eye. Eyeball is a regular one. දැන් මම yes ඉමෙත් correct. දැන් ඇත්තමයි I will come and squeeze your neck and go. Seriously. Imagine like there are two participants in the race, A and B. I ask who won the race. You say like A, I say no. Then you immediately say no, B. It's horrible, no? A the B the කියලා අහපුවම if there are like A, B, C, at least C, you can say the next answer. Thick the thin the කියලා අහපුවම වැරදි එක කියලා නෑ නෑ වැරදි කියපුවම අනිත් එක කියලා. Then shut your mouth. That's it. Simplest thing. First answer is wrong. Then you have only one option. That means your answer is wrong. It was refused. You can't say. It is a thin one. It is too thin. That's why it is incapable of bending. But it was supposed to have this type of thicker one. Naturally, this type of thicker one. Dot line it was supposed to have this type of thicker one, but you have this thing. So finally, the image form is something like this, very weird, that you can't see. Okay, draw it. Ada කියන්නකෝ. හරිද? Say yes or no? Yes. That's all. ඉතින් අපේ ළමයින්ට short sightedness කියලා topic එක දාලා පොඩි how to correct, write this. How to correct an eye suffering from farsightedness with the help of spectacles. Oh yeah, he has this problem. The dude is suffering from this problem. The reason is can't bend. This is not. But for this, it says, oh yeah. For this, oh yeah. For the other one, or no. Right? Logic is that for the infinity, say yes. For D, say no. So if you can make that ray, sorry, not ray, beam, as if a parallel beam, because this one, human, his own eye can see the things coming from far away. If you can make the rays coming from nearby one, like a parallel one, won't I facilitate that exactly on the retina? මම කියපු එක තේරුණාද? සමහරුන්ට එකපාරට අර 3D imagination set වෙන්නේ නැහැ. set වෙන්නෙම නැහැ. මල අරුම් ඉතින්. කමක් නැහැ කියලා දෙන්නම්. කියන්න. hello. hello guys. තේරුම් නැත්තම් නෑ කියන්න. සමහරුන්ට නිකන් අර එකපාරට කිව්වට no sir I don't understand that. එහෙමනම් you understood? yes the no ද කියන්නකෝ. මල වදයක්ද? others just open a message. got it okay others හැමෝම Tamanට ආපු ඔපිනියන් එක දාන්න තේරුණා නැහැ ඕන නෝට් එකක් හරි ලියවන්නම් ඒකයි මම මේ අහන්නේ එකෙක්ට හරි තේරිලා නැත්නම් ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඒක so I told you farsightedness mean that man can see far away things. Far away things mean parallel light beams he can see clearly. Right. This one is a divergent light beam. This is a divergent beam. This divergent beam, if you can convert this beam using certain instrument, in what way? As if a parallel ray. Won't this I facilitate on that case now? මෙන්න මේ පොඩි මොකක් හරි ගැජට් එකක් දාලා පැරලල් කරලා හදලා දුන්නොත් මේක මෙහෙම ફોකස් කරන එකක් නැද්ද කරයිද නැද්ද won't it focus on here or not say that you use certain gadget and make that divergent ray into a parallel beam and let it focus won't it get focus will focus. That is the thing. What is this gadget? This is the spectacle. A spectacle that can bend a diverging light to a parallel light. That means bend inward. If something you bend light inward, what type of lens is that? What type of lens is that? Yes, little boy. පොඩි මේකා උත්තරේ දුන්නේ. අම්මා කියලා නම් අද අමු කාලා ඇවිල්ලා කොහෙන් හරි බලන්න වැරදි පැත්තෙන්ද නැගිට්ටේ. එහෙම නැත්තම් නාරි කවුරු හරි දීලා විසි කරපුව අරක්කු බෝතලයක මුඩියක් හරි පෑගුණාද කියලා. මේ ඔයාලා ඉන්න පැත්තට ඔය තනමල්ලිද එහෙම ළඟයිනේ. පොලිසියෙන් පැනලා ගංජා හේනක්වත් පුච්චනවද දන්නේ නැහැ. පුච්චද්දී ඒකේ තියෙන දුම වැදිලවද්ද අද? පටන් ගත්ත වෙලාවේ නම් පිස්සු කෙලිනවා. ඇයි මේ? maybe alcohol නෙමෙයි. අද ආවුලා නම් ට්‍රැක් වෙනතර හොඳටම ඉන්න ළමයා අද ට්‍රැක් හරි this can be corrected wearing what suitable convex lens a suitable convex lens අර අවුරුදු 13 පොඩි එකා කියනවා හරි උත්තරේ Hey Frog, you are not the smallest one in this class now. There is even a smaller guy in this class. Are they met? Math? Hello? කතා කරන්න වන්නේ මෙත් ඉන්නවද? Oh, is like no, so I'm 14 now. That small guy was පන්නලා දාමුලු. Small guy ගේ අම්මා ඊයේද කතා කරේ අදද කියලා මතක නැහැ නේ. ඉතින් මටත් පොඩ්ඩක් ට්‍රැක් පොඩ්ඩක් වැඩි හිතන්න එපා. අද උදේ හරි ඊයේ රෑ හරි කතා කරා. She is telling like, sir, why don't you come to Panadura? So there are many students are there because they really need such a good teacher like you. I said like, I might be a good teacher, but only for very limited crowd because those people with high IQ only can understand what I say, but the people with low IQ, they don't understand. Unfortunately, in Sri Lanka, we are a certain country, our IQ level is very low. As low means it is somewhere lower, like the average is somewhere closer to the like mentally ill people in developed countries. ඒ රටවල් වල mentally ආබාධ තියෙන මිනිස්සුන්ගේ තියෙන average එකට තමයි අපේ average එක තියෙන්නේ. හරි දුකයි. In A level even ඔය කවි කියලා බණ කියලා උගන්වන්නේ මොකද වැඩිපුර ඉන්නේ රට හරක් නිසා. මොනවා කරන්නද? පානදුර නෙමෙයි මොනදුර ගියත් වැඩිපුර ඉන්නේ 90ක්. එහෙමද? ඉතින් අර 10%න් මාව ගැන දැනගන්න හම්බෙච්ච කට්ටිය එනවා, දැනගන්න හම්බෙච්ච නැති කට්ටිය නෑ. කරුමයක් තමයි. මටත් හිතනවා ඔක්කොම අමතක කරලා පොඩි බණ පාරක් එහෙම දාලා ආතල් එකක් ගන්න වෙලාව. වැඩේ කරේ මම බණ අහන්නේ නෑනේ, මම බණ දන්නෙත් නෑ මොනවද කියන්නේ. අමාරුවෙන් හරි අහලා පොඩි බණ පාරක් කියලා. නැත්තම් හොඳයි කියන්නේ. හරි. මේක තේරෙන්නේ නැතිනේ. මෙන්න මේ ලොජික් වලින් මම උගන්වන්නේවා තේරෙන්නේ IQ එකක් තියෙනෝනේ. So මේ ලොජික්ස් හරියන්නේ නැහැ ලංකාවේ සෙට් එකට. එයාලට ඕනේ මේක පාඩම් කරන්න පුළුවන් කෙටි ෂෝට් නෝට් එකක්. කටපාඩම් කරනවා ඩොකා පාස් වෙන්නේ කටපාඩම් කරලා. වේත් ගද්දි ඉතින් මේ කපන්න ඕන හරිය නෙමෙයි වෙන එකක් කපන්න. IQ අඩුයිනේ. ඒක නිසා එහෙම ලොක්සර්ලා වෙන්න එපා. හොඳ සුපිරි ඩොකාලා වෙනවා නම් ඩොකාලා වෙන්න, ඉන්ජොය වෙනවා නම් ඉන්ජොය වෙන්න. So like this. I am not going to change my method. මට ඕනේ අනිවාර්යෙන්ම ඉන්ටෙලිජන්ස් සෙට් එකක් මේක හදන්න. එකෙක් හිටියොත් මම උඩ හරි උගන්වනවා. හරි. Okay. මම හිතනවා ඒක දාන්න කියලා. That's it. So you have a task to do. මොකක්ද කරන්න ඕනේ? You have to write the topic, but short sightedness. Short sightedness. ළඟ පේනවා. දුර පේනවා හොරයි. So you have to write the topic, not even those people who suffering from an ailment that they can see the close by things clearly but don't see the far away things. You have to draw the similar ray diagram like this. Here the problem is blue and black changes. This one just okay, I won't explain. Something happens, so you have to track that. Then you have to write like what are the possible conditions. So just exactly opposite of this one. Here what is it? Very short eyeball. For that case, very long eyeball. නිකන් අර ගස්ලම් ගෙඩියක් වගේ මෙන්න මේක දිගට කියන එක. And the other one is very thick eyelids. එහෙනම් නිකන් බඩ දාපු මුදලාලි කෙනෙක් වගේ. ඉතින් ඔය හිතලා දාලා කොහොමද correctness එක ගන්නේ? බැරිද කරන්න? Can't you do that such a thing like that? Is that very hard to do? Because you just have to write the thing exact opposite this one. That's also you need some amount of IQ. සමහර ළමයි මට කියලා තියෙනවා අනේ සර් එක තේරුන්නේ නැහැ නේ එහෙම කරන්න බෑනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ උඩ IQ එකක් නැහැ බලන්න යන්න. So you have to do. I'm not explaining. So basic things about IT is completely over. ආයිත් ඕන නම් මට ඔක පැයකමාරක් විතර ඇදලා බබා කරලා කරන්න තිබුණා. ඕනේ නෑනේ. නේද? මම හිතන්නේ ඕනේ. Hari, the next thing. මොකද දන්නවද අපි පොඩ්ඩක් අර heat lesson එක පහුනේ. I finished the lesson. I do A level questions and everything, prepare you with 100% with the lesson and go for the next lesson. Well, other classes they do like finish lesson. When closer to the exam, they start paper discussion. No. I discuss paper questions once the each chapter, sub-chapter ended, I discuss. That's the Hurry. That part is all over. Now, right, power of a lens. Power of a lens. Power of lenses measured in a unit called diopters. 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 Capital D. So the equation you can use like power is equals to 1 over f, but in front of that there is a minus sign. For Indian video එහෙම බලද්දි හරි පරිස්සමින් එයාලා කන පිට මාරු කරලා කරන්නේ 1 over f. Write this. In this diopter system, write this. In this diopter system, convex lenses have a positive focal length and concave lenses have a negative focal length. That is why we put a negative sign here. We put, according to our system, negative here, and negative it finally become positive. Like that. Sorry, power, not P, power, positive, power, negative for this one. Power. And as you remember, we had certain equation for lenses in contact. Can you remember this? When you take lenses in contact, two lenses in contact, two convex, concave, one convex, one concave. Okay. Can you remember this thing? We had a certain general formula for these ones. What is it? 1 over f EQ equivalent is equals to 1 over f1 plus 1 over f2. Can you remember? Can you remember this? අනේ ඔය කියන්න බවුණා. Guys, go සද්ද නැහැ. Girls? No. Girls are not replying. Guys are not replying. And the frog? Here, I have to tell you one thing. If your IQ level is really good, you can think what is the result of the combination. It is the convex. Result is also convex because this one bend, the other one again bend. Powerful convex. This one also, this one certain like bend away. This one also bend away. So powerful concave. So the concave ability increases. Bend away, again bend away. But this one. MCQ වලදී මොන එනවා? What is it? A diluted, minimized what? Convex or concave. Okay, the ability definitely minimize than a single lens. So how come it be a convex? How come it be a concave? That is the thing you have to determine. Tell me, how can it be a convex? It is like this. if two people working together, like one guy is trying to push a certain box, other guy also helps, it will be pushed really hardly. Another guy pulling a thing, other guy also pulling, helping him, right? Now the thing is, one guy is trying to push, other guy is pushing in the opposite direction. Which guy's direction will be determined? Huh? Oh, nullified. Actually, this one also can nullify. If the forces are equal, it doesn't move. If one guy is pushing really hard, that guy will win. Okay. If the convex lens is the most powerful one, final result is diminished convex. That means power is lower, but it's a convex. If the power of the concave is really high, that one behave as a concave one. Sometimes if the identical powers, like 6 centimeter negative and other one 6 centimeter positive, then cancel off each other. It is like just no media there. Light ray understand? One guy, then other guy unbent in the same way, the ray will travel as it is. Ani? තේරුණාද? MCQ වලදී මෙන්න මේ කතන්දර ටික ඕන වෙනවා දරුවනි. ආද ඔයාලගේ වචන වලින් ඕල්ට නෝට් එකක් දා ගන්නවා නම් හොඳයි. මට නෝට් එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් අපේ ටයිම් එක අපරාධයි. විනාඩියක් අරගෙන මෙන්න මේ දේවල් දාලා කැමති නෝට් එකක් දාගන්න. We know this result. Now I can apply this result to all of these things. But finally I will get 1 over f means P equivalent equals to P1 plus P2. ඔන්න power කතන්දරෙත් මම ඉවර කරා. හා කියන්න? හා කියන්න? බැරිද හා කියන්න? කමක් නැහැ. දුකක් නැහැ. ගන්න මට කෑ ගහලා හරි අමාරුයි මම වතුර ටිකක් බීලා එන්නම් වලත් එක නේද Okay, I hope you understand. Other again right. Now the final most thing for the theory part of here is such a thing. I just keep my time to finish it because why? It's a very simple thing. Write this. Ray diagrams of curved mirrors. Curved mirrors. First of all, let me explain you about a curve object like this. it is something like a sphere. In a sphere, this is the radius. So radius is equal in any point. So any point, it is the radius. Distance is equal. So I'll only consider one point from here. The middle point is the center. Right. If I just consider about a certain point, cut off, imagine like in a world map. So we used to call these two area what? What do we call these two area? Upper and down blackened areas. What is the name for those upper area and the lower area? What do we call? In the world, what do we call it? Poles, North Pole, South Pole. NP, SP. Oh yeah, guys. In the similar manner here, we used to call this point as pole. And if you draw a straight dotted line like this, it is going to be the principal axis and pole. Right. I am about to teach you some geometry here. Okay, physics කටපාඩමින් ගන්නට වඩා geometry ගන්න එක lazy. If you will get really good knowledge. Now, if I draw a tangent to this line, how about the angle it creates between this radius and the tangent line? What is the angle between the radius and the tangent line? It is 90 degrees. That means perpendicular. Right angle. Very good. If you hit something perpendicular to something, it will just bounce off back in the same direction. See, in the same direction, isn't that? So if you send certain light ray through the radius, what would happen? It will reflect back in the same line. Okay, you will need this. Okay? Other? Say yes. I'm going to draw another line. If I draw a certain line parallel to this principal axis, won't it create certain angle exactly like this? So you know this Z type of angles we used to call as alternate angles. So, according to our rules of reflection, if you draw another line like a tangent, the mirror surface will be acting like this. It will create an angle of Z to what? Z to the normal line. It will reflect away, making the same angle. So these sides should be the same. Z, this is Z, this is Z. So it is like, this is actually, it should be isosceles triangles. That means this should exactly be R over 2 according to mathematics. This part is R over 2. The focus in that manner should exactly be in between pole and C. I explained you some advanced mathematics here, not advanced. For A-level biology students, it's going to be like a little tough, but O-level mathematics, other teachers will never say these things to you. අහලා බලන්න එක එකක්වත් ඔය ගැන වචනයක් කතා කරන්නේ. කියනවා ළමයි, the center of the curvature is here and this is called the focal point will lie in bit exactly in the middle of the path between P and C කියලා ඔන්නෝම නිකන් අර අමුතු transgender voice එකකින් කියනවා. ඒක තමයි වෙන්නේ. අහලා බලන්න. I told you the what? all the logics මේවා ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ logic එක දාන්න එකාට කිසි ගින්දරක් නැතුව මේක තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන් right now forget about all these extra informations I gave you don't need as I told you there are basically two different types of what lenses are there one is convex lens other one is concave not lens sorry mirrors are there convex curved mirror concave curved mirror if you just like draw the signing face keep the signing face outwards this is a convex mirror in this manner you will get certain ray will be reflected away from it it will get reflect away from it now you may understand this with the theory I explained you a few minutes ago why can you remember I draw something like this a ray comes it will make similar angle and reflect back like this so it should be coming as if coming from what f it should reflect as if coming from f not coming really coming from there it should have to reflect as if it is coming from f this point is c so this whole thing is for what convex lens sorry mirror කොහොම ලොජික් එක තේරෙනව අය කියන්න තේරුම් නැත්නම් බබාලට වගේ දිග නෝට් එකක් දෙන්න if you don't understand අග්ගාලා කියන්න තේරිච්ච නැති කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවනේ if there is a one person who can't understand tell me I will explain you baby's way understood ඔයා ගේමක් නෑ ඔය ලොජික් එක දීලා කරොත් හැමෝටම ලොජික් ඩයිජෙස්ට් වෙන්නේ නෑනේ කාට හරි තේරුම් නැත්නම් yani if there is a one person who couldn't understand the basic logic behind this I am ready to give you the basic and every logic in some simplified words ඕනේද නැද්ද කියලා කියන්න tell me whether you need or not I'll give you 20 seconds does the light not reflect off the point yes it reflects off the point but it reflects off as if it is coming from here as if means it is not really coming from there as if means wage sinhala word wage සමහර වෙලාවලට අපි අපේ ඉන්න annoying cousins ලාට එහෙම බයිනව නේද මල කරුමයක් බං නිකන් නැට්ටක් වගේ පස්සෙන් එනවා කොයි වෙලේ වගේ but really not a tail ඇත්ත නැට්ටක් නෙමෙයි අපි ඒත් එහෙම කියනවා act as if it is coming from actually it reflect here but if you extend these lines you can see it is as if coming from these points understood oye the say oye if not say oh no by the way this is for the very last time I'm asking you oh yeah okay frog last time do you need to join to the paper classes or not ඕන උන්ට මම last time I'm reminding you from here I'm not going to remind anything I'm just going to continue with those who really need and I will not let you guys to come in after this month මේක ඉන්න එකෙක්ටවත් මේ මාසෙ වුණාට පස්සේ ගන්නෙ නැත ඊට උන් නම් ගන්නවා යාලා දන්නේ නෑනේ ඔයාලා දැන ඉන්නේ නෑ කියන්නේ මං ගන්නෙ නෑ right this is last few weeks so අදින් පස්සේ මම ගැන කතා කරන්නෙත් නෑ so from next month onward It is completely closed for you, only open for the outsiders and those who just stay as my existing students in this class. මේකේ ඉඳලා මෙතෙන්ට ආපුන් ටිකයි එළිය ඉන්න ටිකයි විතරයි. Okay. අයිත් මම ගැන කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද මේක ඇත්තම මොනවද තියෙනුම් විතරයි එන්න ඕනේ. පරක් වෙලා එන්න එපා. පරක් වෙලා ඇවිල්ලා ඔය තේරුම් ගන්න. හරි. ඒක ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකක් නම් මොකක් හරි තියෙන එක මාත් එක්ක කතා කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Because you know I'm really flexible in those things. You can speak to me regarding any of these things. එහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. පණ්ඩිතකම නිසා නම් එන්නේ නැත්තේ මට ඉතින් වෙන කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. හරි. So the convex here, this is concave. Oh yeah, concave. කවුරුන් නැත්තම් ඔයාලට අර ජනක සෙනවිරත්න කියන මේ දවස්වල ප්‍රසිද්ධම YouTube Facebook ඉන්නවනේ ඩැල්ල යන්නේ TikTok වල අන්න මිනිහා කියන TikTok එකකින් ඔයකින් හරි යන්න වෙයි මෙහෙම කියනවා. ඔයාලත් හරින් සර්ගේ ෆිසික්ස් ක්ලාස් එකකට ගිහිලා පේපර් ක්ලාස් එකකට ගිහිලා නැද්ද? How sad. ගිහින් බලන්න ආස හිතෙයි කියලා ජනකයා කියයි. හරි. මිනිහාගේ බලලා නැද්ද වීඩියෝස්? මාරුවටම කියනවා බලලා නැද්ද? How sad. ඉන්නවා ජනක සෙනවිරත්න කියලා ගහලා බලන්නකෝ. ඒ ක්ලාස් එක ඉවර වෙලා ඉන්ටර්වල් එකේදී හරි. Facebook වැඩිපුර තියෙන්නේ TikTok උත් තියෙනවා. YouTube එකෙත් ඇති. එනවා. මේ දවස්වල මාර හිට් මිනිස්සයා මීම් පේස් එකක් කළා තියෙනවා. කියන්නේ මුලින්ම මම දැක්කේ පොඩි يعني මේ දාන මේ ඇඩ්වර්ටයිස්මන්ට්ස් ගන්න. මම කියනවා ඔයාලා ශ්‍රී ලංකන් එකකින් කහලා නැත්. එන නිකන් සිඩක්ටිව් වොයිස් එකකින් කියන්නේ අපිට එහෙම කියන්න බෑ. ඒක මාර ටැලන්ට් එකක්. How sad කියලා මාරු ඇක්ෂන්ස් ටිකක් ගන්න මූණවල මේ තොල්ලේම එන ලොකුයි මන් දන්නේ ඇප් එකකින් හදලාද මිනිහා ප්ලාස්ටික් සර්ජරි එකක් කරලා හදලාද කියලා. ඇත්තටම එහෙම ඉන්න බෑ. සාමාන්‍ය මිනිස්සෙක් වෙන්න බෑ. How sad කියලා ඔහොම නිකන් ලස්සනට කියනවා ඒක. ගිහින් බලන්න, කාලා බලන්න. කන්න ආස හිතෙයි කියලා මරුවට කරනවා. ඒක අපිට කරන්න බෑ. මට හිතන්නවත් බෑ. මට ඕන උපරිම try කරලා ඒ voice එක පොඩ්ඩක් කිට්ටුවෙන් යන්න ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ action, ඒ feeling, expressions superior. ඒක මානසිකයේ මාර ටැලන්ට් එකක්. සමහරක් වෙද ඇත්තටම trans හරි female හරි ඔහොම කෙනෙක්ද දන්නේ නැහැ. ටිකක් අමුතුම විදියකට ගන්නවා ඒක. පොල්ලෝ එහෙම දාලා තියලා ඉතින් ඕක ඉතින් ඔච්චර sexy විදියට කියන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ වන් කියලා. ඒක මාරුවට කියනවා. ඉනා කාලා මරනවා ඒක වීඩියෝ එකක් බලපුවම. හරි. මිනිහා ගියා ඊළඟට ඔයාලා තනිසේගේ ෆිසික්ස් රිවිෂන් එකට ගිහලා නැද්ද? How sad. Okay. Now see what would happen to here. A parallel ray. According to the theory I said earlier. Can you remember? It will create this type of angle. This will have to reflect through the same angle. Oh yeah, it is very ugly. So sad, so ugly. Now fine. Okay, it will reflect really through the මෙතන ඇත්තටම F-වලින් එනවා. So this is a real ray. Okay, this is the first ray you have to know. This is the first ray you have to know. The parallel to the principal axis. There is the second ray that you have to know. Oh shit, no. That is from C. This is very special. Okay. What did I say about C? C is the center. if you draw a center to the pole, any point on this circumference surface, so what would you find now? මොකක්ද line එකට කියන නම? What is that line? Name of that line? That is radius. So this point infinitesimally එන පොඩි දුරක් විතරක් අරන් බැලුවොත් it acts as if a straight lens. That is act as if a straight lens ඒ කියන්නේ tangent. So between the tangent it is 90 degree, so it will reflect back through the same path. The ray which is traveling through the sea reflect back through sea again. එක තේරුණාද? Traveling through sea will reflect off through the sea. හරිද? mathematically ඒක තේරෙනවා ඇති. ඔය mathematically කියන්නේ නැහැ කවුරුත්. දැන් ඔයාලා දන්නවා mathematics. හරි. කඩපාඩමට දිට අපි නේ ray diagram එකක් ගහලා බලමුද? හොඳමයිනේ. හරියටම මේ හා සමාන දුරක් ගන්න ඕනේ. going to measure. නැත්තම් බඩු එන්නේ නැහැ හරි. See, I am going to draw the ray diagram for certain object which is locating at here. මම common එකයිනේ අන්දන්නේ වලට මම කිව්වනේ. I will draw only one ray diagram. You have to draw the rest of the ray diagrams and see the pattern yourself. I have nothing to do with those. මම එහෙම කිව්වනේ මතකයිනේ? Now what I am going to do is I am going to draw the first line. What is the first line it should be? ටක් ගාලා කියන්නේ. ඔයාලා සජෙස්ට් කරන්න. What is the first line? Say. කියන්න. parallel through F නෙමෙයි දරුවෝ. Parallel finally through F තමයි. Parallel to the principal axis. This is principal axis, no? Principal axis. Then it will reflect through F. කිව්වා හරි. මොකද දෙකකට combine කරලා අමුතු කැට කතාවක් කිව්වේ. Then you have to draw the second ray. What is the second ray it should be? Huh? What is the second ray? Through C. Very well. Very well. This is the girl I used to say. This is the girl I used to see. ඔන්නෝම තමයි මේ මම පුරුදු කෙල්ල හිටියේ. Stop drinking that peach beer. This is the object. This is the image. අඳපුවටි පැහැදිලිද? අඳපුවටි පැහැදිලිද? Can you understand the way how I draw this one? Yeah. Do you really need me to explain about the properties? Now you are the ones going to tell me the property. What is the first property of this ray diagram? What is the first property of the image? Tell me. Again. It is a real image. A real image. Real two rays. These two rays are real. What is the next point? Invert katandara passe kiyanne man kowa next you have to say the location. Location is behind C, beyond C.
beyond C. Bend C කියලා නේ beyond. මේ මොකද්ද මම ලියුවේ bend C කියලා. beyond C.
beyond C කියලා අඩිස් කෙනෙකුත් ඉන්නවා.
Enlarged last one inward. හාද? හා කියන්න.
හානේ මිරර් වලට මම නෝට් එකක් දෙන්න දීලා මේ 6-7ක් අන්දන්න ඕනේද? එහෙම නෑ නේද? Am I supposed to teach you like very different ray diagrams and write all the properties like this? Ask you to remember that? එහෙම කරන්න ඕනේද? නෑ කියන්න. නෑනේ. නැහැ. ඔන්න කතන්දරේම ඉවරයි. අපි යමුද ගණන් හදන්න? ආ කියන්න. අපි හදමුද ගණන්? අපි හදමුද ගණන්? ආ කියන්න.
So guys,
I am going to go back to that usual board and I'm going to share the time. That's for the interval. Let's take an interval of like විනාඩි 12ක් විතර ගමුනේ. මොකද ලෙසන් 3ක් ළඟ ඔළුවට දුන්නොත් පොඩි දේ වුණාට විනාඩි 12ක් ගමු. Okay, we are going to have a quick interval and join back. 15 ඕනේද අච්චි අම්මේ? 15ම ගමුකෝ එක්කෝ.